Chamgeji tapkalenji na mangungui tugulole mite go bye agigere gitishet nebo Kass TV itagate eng tetutietab Kass Mashinani kigurena Jacqueline Arusei eng Kass Mashinani keibun logoiwek chetesetai eng emet ibwati ile mite sirikchok chebo logoiwek eng counties cheterter kotesetai kosubi logoiwek akonoto kebendi keibun logoiwechutok tugul kou oleu kongete studio nebo Kass TV kitaune kochanoto kole komite president nebo emetab Kenya William Ruto eng tuyet nebo tisap nebo 7th Committee of the 10 heads of state government and United Nations Security Council ole koimuch kongalale eng nekotestai eng emetab Sierra Leone ole kotestai kongalale kandoik chemite eng continent nebo Africa akobo tetutik chetokyingei kosuldae kibagengeitab ng'ony nebo United Nations eng kakimitet ak kanabtaetab bandaptai koboto kora ripsetab kalyet eng kwenutab emotinwechotok. Ngenyoru ngalaletab kandoik chekomite eng tuyonotok po United Nations Security Council.
Da Angola e na do presidente em exercício da
President of the Chairman of the African Union, we commemorate another anniversary of the Solini Consensus and the Sept Declaration with this committee of the African Union on the reform of the UN Security Council. The Organization of the United Nations was born for a more just society based on the mutual respect among peoples at a time when the African countries had not achieved their independence and their space as sovereign countries among the international community. 20 years ago, in Isilwini and Sirte in Africa, Africa expressed their voice, launching a clear message based on the irrefutable principle of justice and world coordination by adopting the Isilwini Consensus in March of 2005 and the Sirte Declaration in July of the same year. Our continent showed to the world its willingness to end the situation of a victim to be part of the United Nations. However, after all these years, almost nothing was done to respond to the demands of the peoples of Africa, the African continent that represents more than 1.2 billion people, that occupies almost 1/3 of the seats in the General Assembly, has been excluded by the major decisions in the Council, the Security Council of the United Nations. There are intergovernmental negotiations that are being too slow, and many times there's stop due to divisions on the negotiations, and that can harm the dynamics of the process for peace. But our unity continues firm and unbreakable. These two documents, Isilwini and Sirte, express the willing of the African peoples to achieve that goal. Based on these two documents and through this body here convened, the Security Council of the United Nations should have at least 2 permanent seats for Africa, with all rights and prerogatives, including the right of veto, as long as it exists, and 5 non-permanent seats, additional ones for the African states to ensure a just and equitable attribution of the seats, so that the African continent, instead of an object of decisions, to be an agent of those decisions. This demand is not excessive nor symbolic, but it represents an expression of its legitimate right, justified by its geopolitical position currently, taking into account its demographic weight and the fact that Africa is the continent that is more often the object of the Security Council, but at the same time the least represented. We consider that one Security Council that treats Africa in a non-equal way. We demand that we have a more active and strong voice for the safety, security, and development.
Equidade e desenvolvimento sustentável. Confrontados com os desafios globais atuais, oferece-nos um quadro propício para reforçar a unidade e a solidariedade continental, apoiando-nos em posições comuns, como as que celebramos hoje, mas também para defender princípios essenciais como a soberania dos Estados, a não ingerência e o direito ao desenvolvimento, que nos são caros e que garantem a inclusão equilibrada de África na governação global. Assim, em nome dos
our continent. Excellencies, we are here today not only to celebrate a date, but also to transform this occasion on a moment in a moment of reflection, to be clear and to achieve goals. 20 years later, we have to question the reasons why Africa's voice continues to be marginalized in the great world decisions, and why our legitimate claims are taken or received with indifference, even with lack of consideration. Before that, it's imperative that our position will be strengthened, gain impact and sovereignty. And we underline or underscore the relevance of these diplomatic instruments that we have to continue defending firmly in all international forums, reaffirming our
bilateral engagements so that Africa's message can resonate in every space that we find. Secondly, as the world questions whether the United Nations remains fit for purpose, and I think there is a very big debate about it, we must insist that Africa's continued exclusion is unacceptable and indefensible. At 80, the UN's credibility will be judged by whether it finally recognizes and delivers justice and representation for the 1.4 billion people of the African continent. And third, we must stand united in defending the common African position. To deviate from or dilute it would betray the trust of the very people that elected us. Unity is our greatest strength, and in one voice we must uphold this position with unwavering clarity. Excellencies, Africa carries a disproportionate share of the Security Council's agenda and is among the largest contributors of the UN peacekeeping. Yet we remain the only continent without permanent representation. This historic injustice must come to an end sooner rather than later. Beyond asserting our right, we must be clear about what we seek and how to achieve it. Securing Africa's rightful seats is our common demand. But we must also be prepared to shoulder the responsibilities that come with permanent membership, including how we will choose our representatives. This is a delicate and complex undertaking, but also an opportunity to show Africa's maturity, cohesion, and a vision for an effective international order. We must therefore begin this essential conversation as of immediate. Only then will Africa be taken seriously, and only then can our collective aspirations translate into meaningful global influence. As heads of state and government, we have made a solemn commitment. Our unity is a guarantee of progress, and our shared determination the safeguard against any delay. Kenya reaffirms its unwavering commitment to the common African position. We stand ready to work with the C10 members, the African Union, and the broader UN membership to ensure Africa's demands are no longer deferred. I thank you for your attention.
I thank President Ruto for his intervention. And I invite Her Excellency Netumbo Nandi Daiwa, President of Namibia.
Thank you, Your Excellency Julius Maad Bio, President of the Republic of Sierra Leone.
Kako mange alageng bik chekikiuto eng mingatoshekwak eng kasartab chemarget nekibo kenyitab 2007 anan IDPs akorirtoi kandoik chebo opposition eng mwaet kole icheket chekikowekta tetutik chebo komengisiechi icheket eng tuyet nekaai eng taonitab Nakuru, komwa kandoik chebo bichoto kole kokobun icheket kaimutik eng kasarta nekoi ako karirtoi kandoik chebo opposition eng mwaet kole okoteschi polatet kaimutik chebune icheket. Kosubkei ak noto kokoiyamis kole bendi icheket kokochin kasubet President William Ruto eng lewenisiet neo nenyone nebo 2027.
Kwa majina ni Joseph Otieno, CEO wa Internally Displaced Persons Support Initiative. Tuko na members waadhiriwa 75,000. Tulipokuwa hapa kotini mwezi wa 6, koti iliamua tuwe na mazungumzo na serikali. Na tumefanya juu chini, tumeanza kuzungumza na serikali na tumeona serikali iko willing kutulipa. Ile shida tuko nayo hapa saa hii ni upinzani hapa Kenya. Wapinzani wenye wako hapa Kenya wanapinga kila kitu yenye rais anafanya. Hata kama anafanya mambo mazuri wanapinga. Sisi tunasema rais anafanya kazi mzuri na tutampatia kura, na tunasema 10 bila. Tunasema 10 bila. 10 bila. Rais aendelee asiendelee? Rais aendelee asiendelee? Aendelee kutufanyia kazi mzuri. Na sisi tunasema, sisi kama viongozi hapa wa IDP kutoka kila kipembe ya Kenya, tunasema kama walimu waliitwa State House, kwa nini sisi tusiitwe State House? Hata sisi tunataka kwenda kuona State House hapo, tukae na president hapa na hapa, tumwambie mambo yetu.
Majina yangu ni Pastor John Maina. Tunaona serikali yetu ambaye ina huruma sana ya mheshimiwa wetu President Ruto. Tunataka iendelee, maana huwezi kuzaa mtoto leo na akuwe mkubwa kesho. Yeye anaendelea kutekeleza nchi na tunaona vitendo yake ya maana anatengeneza. Wale wageni wapinzani wawache afanye kazi, wamalize siku zake miaka 10 bila kupingwa na mtu yeyote. Kwa maana sisi tumeona mpinzani inataka tu kuangusha watu ya Kenya wakae na shida, na tunajua rais wetu anaona maono, alisema atatekelezea watu njia, na sasa hivi watu wameona mambo ya masomo, wameona mambo ya agriculture, wameona mambo ya mifugo, mambo haya yote yanafanya mabarabara inaendelea.
Majina yangu ni John Mwaneki, mimi ndio secretary wa Internally Displaced Person Support Initiative. Ile muhimu kwa hiyo miaka 3 tumeangalia na tukaona president akifanya kazi, na pia tukawa na kumbukumbu tangu 2007 vile kulikuwa, na tumekuwa katika harakati pia za kuleta amani katika nchi hii. Tumefanya amani caravans, tumefanya peace missions, na sasa tukiangalia upinzani ambao uko saa hii, tunaona unaturudisha nyuma. Wanatupeleka maneno ya divisions, maneno ya kuvuruga amani yetu, na president analeta broad based kusema watu wote washikane ili tukue na amani. Sisi tuko mahali pa amani kwa sababu hatuwezi rudi mahali tulikuwa. Ukiumwa na nyoka uone kamba, unaona ni kama ile kamba ni nyoka. Kwa hivyo ile maneno opposition watuletea tumekataa. Na tumesema president tumemwangalia 3 years. Ile mambo transformations zenye analeta, na tunaona kila kitu akileta mtu anaenda kotini kusimamisha. Na kwa hiyo sisi tumeamua the remaining 2 years tuna support president His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto, kwa sababu tumeona maoni yake ni visionary ambayo inasaidia from bottom up, na sisi juu tuko bottom na tunaona mwelekeo wenye iko. Food security is being addressed. Barabara za Mau nimepitia huko pia, hata Mount Kenya ninaona zinaendelea. Hata ile ya Kejabi mimi nikienda Mai Mahiu pale Kejabi kuteremka Mai Mahiu inatengenezwa. So things are happening. Na tutaki watu wa kutuletea disruption in form of opposition.
Kwa majina ninaitwa Rose Chasira. Mimi ni National Vice Chair wa IDPs Kenya. Lakini sasa sisi tunataka uliza upinzani. Kura ilipigwa na president akachaguliwa wa Kenya. Sasa hii kila siku mnaomba kura ya siku gani? Si mkae mpaka 2027 mkuje muombe kura alafu mchaguliwe kama mtachaguliwa. Lakini president wetu, hasla wetu, tunasema 10 bila break. Tunasema 10 bila break.
Kago mange kibagengeitab kanetik nebo Kenya Union of Post Primary Education Teachers kupet en county nebo Kericho agomach serikalitab emoni kobun ministry nebo somanet kogochi kimnatetab sugulishekab junior secondary kuteleljigei en kandoinatet. Kamwa sirindetab kibagengeitab kupet en county nebo Kericho Mary Rotich kole maktaat kora kesir kanetik chemite en internship koek permanent and pensionable asikotestai somanet en oret nenyalunot.
Kamwa kibagengeitab kanetik nebo Kenya Union of Post Primary Education Teachers kobun sirindetab kibagengeit en county nebo Kericho Mary Rotich kole bo kamanut boisionikab kanetichoto naatik kou interns en CBC noton magat kesir icheget en boisiet.
We want the 20,000 teachers who have been serving as interns to be confirmed. These teachers had signed only an internship of 1 year, and their internship period is coming to an end. So we ask the government to set aside funds, and within a month or 2, all the intern teachers, the 20,000 of them, to be confirmed. These are science teachers. These are science teachers which has helped our schools to run. Without them, the science subjects would not have been taught this year. So they have done their best. They were not just brought in, but they were brought in because they were needed and their services were needed.
Kamach kibagengeinatan sugulishekab junior secondary koteleljigei en boisionik ak kandoinatet asikosuldaen boisionikwak en ortinwek chenyolu.
Number 1, we want administration to be autonomous. Teachers of JSS are now old enough to stand on their 2 feet. Number 2, we want the issue of infrastructure to be autonomized so that they can have the libraries, the labs, and their own material to run these schools. We also want the co-curriculum of JSS to be autonomized so that they are able to run this CBC. It is more of work, it's more of skills, and these skills cannot be built if the co-curriculum is not autonomized.
Kosubkei ak Mrs. Rotich ko magat kora kechikil tugetab kanyoiset nebo kanetik asikoityi makutikwak chebo kanyoiset.
Outpatient services to be unlimited, and that is what we are normally given. Unlimited outpatient services. Another service that we normally hold with a lot of prestige is the fact that when we go to hospitals, we are getting private wing admissions, and teachers have really gotten the best of it. Other packages, notwithstanding, maternity, we want very good maternity service that we are not going to be told, call this person, call that person. We want automatic approvals whenever we get to the hospital.
Kosubkei ak Alan Kirui netelelchin kanetikab junior secondary komwa kole bune uinwek icheket en kibagengekab kanetichoton nootin kou interns noton moche serikalitab emoni kolitit noton en chokchinet.
I'm here to say junior secondary school teachers are not happy. We just need autonomy. This is because there is bad blood and friction between JSS teachers and heads of institutions. And I want to urge the President and the Ministry of Education to make sure that JSS is a success. To achieve co-curricular activities, there should be JSS autonomy. To achieve administrative success, there will be JSS autonomy. To make sure that JSS teachers teach very well, there will be JSS autonomy.
We want to tell our government, Teacher Service Commission, that we need autonomy as JSS teachers. Yes. A JSS teacher who is demoralized because there's no, the administration is not that good. If not work in that class. Autonomy will give us a CPG. Yes. This one is very important for us, for our career progression. We need to progress in our careers. So give us this autonomy. We need it because it is important for us.
We also want as simple as giving us independence. Yes. We have been so carrying kwa mgongo for so long. We need to work on our own. We need independence on our own. We need confirmation for the JS teachers. We need proper guidance on how we are going to grow in this career. We need to man exam. As simple things as just autonomy, independence, and all those is what we want. We need BOMs on our own. We need so many things. Curriculum 2026, starting January, we need to do our own things.
We want to state categorically that when it comes to January 2026, we want our terms to be changed from interns to permanent and pensionable terms. Yes. Because we have been suffering enough. Our medical covers are not catered for as interns. Yes. We need a very good working environment and salary again, because we are discharging our duties as science teachers according to the way we have been taught.
Kong'eten county nebo Kericho, logoiwekab emet chebo Kass, kainenyun ko Robert Siele.
Chitab kalenjin ngenyoru lugat kong'eten studio asiketestai ak tetutietab Kass Mashinani.